Okay, guys, it says that I'm live, although I cannot see any of the chat. I'm still trying to learn how to use the StreamYard, but today I wanted to have a conversation while I am finishing braiding my hair. It has taken me about 3 to 4 business days just to braid my hair. But I wanted to talk about something in the Black community that I feel like I don't see any other places, and that's the argument about the price of braid services. Um, I have a few TikTok videos that also show like the discord that's been happening around the cost of braids. I will say the very first time that I even saw any discord about the cost of braids is that the creator on here, her name is Ashley. I can't think of her last name, but she's really popular. She's a twin, and they do a lot of makeup and hair content. I don't know if they stream or have as many videos as they used to, but she said that she had paid, I want to say like $600 for her braids because this is years ago, so I don't remember the price. But I remember that she made a comment that so many people were coming at her about the cost that she paid for her braids. And so I thought it was crazy too because all she had was like some knotless braids. Now they were small, but I was like, okay, dang. She lives in LA. And so she said that she had no issue with the price, that she was going to continue to go to the person. The service was great, no issues for her. So she wasn't tripping over the price. Um, Now, what I want to see, is there a way for me to see that I'm also live on YouTube just so I can see you guys' comments? Because how does that work? Um, that's the part that I'm not really sure about. I'm using StreamYard, so if anyone is able to tell me how to see your comments. I guess your comments come through right here. Okay, so I do see that someone is viewing. Okay, so yes, so like I was saying, um, she said that she had no issue with the cost of what she was paying for her braids and that she would do it again. And that she actually went to the person several times to get her hair braided. But I just feel like I don't, of course, I watch a lot of Black people on social media, so I can't say for sure that this has never went viral in another community, but I don't ever see other communities complaining about the price of services. And I know this is very nuanced. Capitalism is very nuanced. It's something that I have my own gripes about, but I don't see, white women complaining about the cost of color. I know color is super expensive. It's something that doesn't last, like it's permanent for a few months, but as soon as your roots grow out, you're back having to pay this $400 service. And I don't ever see them complaining about it. Either they do it or they don't. Either they, I guess, do it at home or they don't. I don't really know, but I don't see that complaint. So I've just been having this conversation over social media in different aspects, trying to figure out what is the issue behind people complaining about the price of braids. And I have a few, I'm going to show you this one video, and excuse the language because she does say something a little out of pocket. But this is from the customer's point of view about the issue with the cost of braids. So let me pull this up for you.
Okay, I go to your site to book an appointment. I see that knotless braids are $350. Outrageous, but I'll let you rock. I scroll down, Bohemian knotless braids is 450 USD. Well, Angela, the human hair is probably included, right? Wrong. You're fucking wrong. If you want human hair, that's an additional $60. And if you want butt length, that's an additional $50. I'm damn near 6 foot. Okay? I'm not 13. I ain't getting no fucking mid back. Okay? My hair is to my ass always. Always. Okay? 560 goddamn dimmadome dollars for some fucking braids. What why are y'all trying to get a Birkin off the braids? You are literally telling me right now in my face that because curly hair has entered the chat, because synthetic blend opened the door, it's $100 more. And then what confuses me even more, it's not like y'all put a lot of curly hair in the bohemian braids. These 15 pieces of hair should not be $100, bruh. I shouldn't be in the chair looking in the mirror like, more hair, sire. A crumb, a wee bit more. Like, no, you've lost it. I gotta go back to doing my own hair.
So that was her perspective. And so the thing, even though her language was a bit much, that is a sentiment that comes across in the comment sections of a lot of videos. There's videos where people are showing how much they paid for braids, and it's like a lot. And of course, it's like rage bait. They'll say they paid $1,000. Was it worth it? And so people are in the comments like, "I'm not paying above 200. I'm not paying for this. This is crazy." Um, and I did feel the same. So I'll just be honest that I felt the same. So now, a little background. I'm now going to start braiding other people's hair as a service and charging them. And so I, of course, had to go down the line of like, okay, well, what am I going to charge people? And so before I started doing braids, the reason that I pushed myself to even learn how to do braids is because of the cost of braids. So when I very first started, I was living in North Carolina and I didn't know anybody. So I couldn't do any recommendations. And we also were just starting a family. So we didn't have a lot of extra income. And so I started to learn how to braid my hair. Then I had two daughters, and of course, it's not affordable for all three of us to be paying to get our hair braided, right? That's just not how that works. And so that prompted me also to learn how to braid hair. So then the last time I did pay, we moved back to Georgia, and I paid when my son was, I think, almost turning one. I paid to get my hair braided, and it was $300. And at that time, we had so much going on. We had multiple kids. I'm working, so it was just easier for me to just take a day and have someone else do my hair. And of course, I knew it was going to look better than if I did it myself, right? And that was $300. And I left that day like, dang, that was a lot for some braids. Just to see that money leave leave your bank account is like, oh my goodness. And so I was like, you know what? Let me perfect braiding my hair so that, I can do it in the convenience of my own home. I don't have to go through this thing of trying to find someone. And it just seems like here in Atlanta, all the good braiders are so far on the south side of Atlanta, and I live on the north side of Atlanta. And so that's when I decided to go ahead and figure out how to braid my hair. And so the thing about it is, once I nailed it down, I got so good to the point that, other people started asking me to braid their hair. And so now I'm on the side of trying to determine what my prices are. But I've also have in the back of my mind all this discord that I've seen online about people complaining about the price. And so once I got really good at braiding hair and I figured out how long it takes to do a neat set of braids in one sitting, I just couldn't fathom that people think that they should be paying $100 for it. We're talking about 8 hours of work, 6 to 8 hours of work for $100. No one wants to go to their job, their 9 to 5, and work super hard. We're talking about this is labor intensive work for $100. And we're just talking about the service. We're not talking about if you have some type of suite where you're responsible for rent every month, your own bills. Like, this is a business, and a business has to make sense, and people have to understand that the cost of business, and not to say that is their responsibility, but for someone to have a business up and running to service you, there's cost to it. And if the cost to run that business don't make sense for that person, they're not going to continue to have it. And I'm not saying that to say that that's on the customer, but then it does lessen the amount of people who are willing to have that as a business. So it does, in the end, make the industry suffer, because I've seen people saying that they're going to have to close their business. And there's so many different reasons, but I think one of them is the frustration that people have with the industry and the prices now, and just feeling like you shouldn't be getting rich off of me by just braiding my hair. But if you really sat and was on the other side of the chair, now that I'm on the other side of the chair, I understand the prices. It should be a lot more. And I wish I could find the video where let's just watch this video. Just so you can get an idea of how much it does cost to do your own hair versus wanting someone to pay for it. Start from the beginning.
All right, I just finished doing these braids, and if you've been here, you know this ash blonde color is my natural hair color. I made myself a custom color because I was sick of braiding hair not matching mine, and I'm gonna give you all a cost breakdown in case you're interested in doing something similar. Now let's be fucking for real. If I didn't do this hair myself, it probably would have cost me upwards of $1,000 to get it professionally done. These are small butt-length boho knotless braids. Just for a basic color, braiders be charging $600 to $800 for this style. Not only did I have to create a custom braiding hair blend, but I also had to dye human hair bundles to do the boho bits. So if you add those services on top of the already high cost of getting this style done professionally, I think around $1,000 is a good estimate. I do my hair myself, so let me tell you how much it really costs. I used 5 packs of braiding hair total, 1 in the color silver, 2 in the color 4, and 3 in the color 27 to get this color. The braiding hair I use is from X Trend Hair, and it's about $4 a pack, which brings. I also ordered a bundle of 24-inch 613 deep wave hair. This is from Lumiere Hair, and I believe I got it for like 90 something dollars. We'll just say it was $100. I did get it during a sale, so it was originally more than that, but blonde hair tends to be on the pricier side, and I did get a 24-inch bundle. So right now we're at $120 for braiding hair and a human hair bundle. Also keep in mind, I did not use all of my braiding hair or all of my human hair, so I do have some left over to do another style. Now, because I dyed the human hair, let's talk about the cost of that. If you watch the video of me dyeing the human hair, then you know it took me 30,000 trips to Sally Beauty to find the right color. But thankfully, they take returns even after you open products, so it didn't really end up costing me a whole lot. I used 1 tube of Ion Color Brilliance Cream Hair Color in light ash brown and a bottle of 30 volume developer. Those were about $10 a piece, and I spent an additional $10 on a little bowl, brush, and plastic gloves, which brings us to $30 for all the materials to dye the human hair bundles. So for all the materials, the total was about $150. But then you got to factor in the time that it took me to do this style, because time is money. I spent about 14 hours total doing this style that I split over the course of a couple of days, and that includes washing and blow drying my hair and also trimming and sealing the ends of the braids. So it cost me $150 and 14 hours of time, which I think is a very good deal considering the higher cost and similar time investment it would be to have somebody else do it. But 150 versus like 1,000 savings like that is the reason why I make protective style videos in the first place and why I started doing my own. But I hope this was helpful. Go forth and braid your own hair. If you don't think you can do it, I promise you can. You might just have to look a little raggedy the first couple times.
Okay. So the thing about that video and is that I agree, and that's why I started braiding my own hair, and why I make videos showing people how to braid their own hair at home, because I think there's a range of budgets, there's a range of decisions that come in when you're deciding if you want to pay someone to do your hair. Okay, my glue is somewhere rolling on the floor. Oh, here it is. So I get that. But the thing is, people ask me to do their hair because they see me posting the content. I wasn't going to offer braiding services. I was just going to offer the videos where you can do your hair at home, and also the braiding hair. I sell braiding hair. But people see the content and they're like, oh, okay, well, can you braid my hair? Because they don't want to braid their own hair. So it's like, if you don't want to braid your own hair, you want someone to do it for you, then it's not some kind of situation where it's like a favor, because it takes a lot of time out of your day. When you finish a set of braids, you are physically exhausted. You're physically exhausted. And I don't think people understand what that's like, being on the other side of the chair. So it's not something where you're just putting someone's hair in a ponytail and it's really quick and then you can be done with it and go on about your day. Like, you're really having to set aside that whole entire day, because even once you're done, your day for the most part is done. Like, you don't have enough energy to just do all these different things that you would have done with your day if you weren't braiding hair. That's me personally. Once I'm done with the set of braids, like, that's it for the day. You're not going to get too much more out of me. So you're setting aside a whole day. So it's not a service where it's like a favor where you just kind of cook a quick meal for someone. It really takes a lot out of you. And so it's crazy to me that people think they're going to go away with paying $100, especially with the cost of goods and services, and just inflation. And the thing that people have to understand about pricing is that pricing is based on the market. So yes, this is how it works. The person goes in and set the price. So if they start setting the price at $50, if I offered braids for $50, I would be overbooked, right? Then the demand would be so high. So with the demand being so high, you get to raise the price, right? Because I'm not going to be able to service 100 people or however many people who would book at $50. So I get to go up on my price. So there is some meaning in the middle. There is, I set the price, and then the market determines if they're willing to pay for it at that price. And so with the braiding industry, it's just up and down. It's all kind of things that people are saying is based on location. But it's crazy because if it's based on location, how do I say this? If everyone wants to have a standard price, then location shouldn't matter, right? If you guys don't want to take in location in consideration, then everyone should be $100 wherever they service business. But the fact that it's a business, you guys know that it's based on location, because if I live in Los Angeles, the cost of just living in Los Angeles is super high. So my prices are going to have to reflect that. So prices are based on a myriad of things, and it can't just be determined by the budget of clients. It's a luxury service. No one has to get their hair braided. No one has to pay to get their hair braided. But if you do, the braider does get to set the price, right? And obviously the customers get to determine if they're willing to pay that price or not willing to pay that price. But I think that what gets me kind of funny about the situation is that customers have so much discord, and they're coming at braiders literally in their comments about their prices. And I just think that that's crazy. Like, no one, and I'm not saying that no one ever does this, but no one is on Walmart or Target site like, ooh, that comforter in there, that's $100. That's too much, right? And just like literally going and attacking people on a personal level about decisions that they're making, and making them feel bad, like they are trying to take advantage of people when they're trying to service you. Now, we can say that there's so many different issues with the braiding industry and the hairstylist. I hear all those things, but I'm talking about in the sense of someone who is showing up daily, trying to offer good customer service and continue to have their business. Like, it has to make sense for them financially to continue to run that business, and whatever toll is taking on their body, they have to be able to pay for that. So I just think it's an interesting conversation. I want to hear what you guys think about it. I was hoping that people would be able to join the live stream so that I would hear your thoughts. I'm still trying to figure this out, so I don't know If anyone made comments and I just can't see them, I don't really know. But I'm going to go ahead and head off. I just had a few minutes for my lunch break and still trying to work my way through doing my hair. But if you guys want to tap in the comments, and maybe I'll go live again and we can continue the conversation. But let me know what is your baseline for paying for braids. And oh, I want to say the girl who was talking about the video that I showed with the hair, like human hair, it costs money, like, and it takes longer to do the braids when you're stopping to add a piece of hair, a piece of hair, a piece of hair. I'm telling you, it's at the very minimal for me, it takes about 6 hours to do a set of knotless braids where you're continuing to add pieces of hair. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. I appreciate you for watching. I hope that you have a very blessed day and you guys take care of yourselves.